and Michigan, which was your pick, Austin, to make the playoff early in the year when we did our prediction show. So
they're still ranked. They're
still
5.
Four. In the college football playoff ranking, they're 4.
Okay. AP. It's like AP. They're 5.
But in the college football playoff ranking, they're 4. The top 4 was not changed at all from last week. So
it'll probably end up being winner SEC, winner Big Ten, unless it's Ohio State. Winner ACC, which will be Clemson, and then Notre Dame if they don't lose out. I hope Oklahoma can make it in because I really like watching them, but they need someone to lose really bad.
Yeah, I don't see any of those top 4 teams. I mean, Michigan could lose to Ohio State. They still got to play them. Big rivalry game. Never know what to expect there, but I don't know. I think Jim Harbaugh's kind of got his team rolling. He's going to handle his business.
Yeah, next week is a really fun weekend. Next week is a really good weekend for football. That's a lot of not rivalry games, but that's a lot of good stuff going on. So
since I don't have anything going on next week, no practice or anything, I think I'm going to try to go to Iowa versus Nebraska up in Iowa City.
That'll be a good one. Well, I don't know. Iowa should beat them.
Iowa should beat them pretty bad, but I've talked about on the show before. I got a kid that plays at Nebraska that I used to coach and plays defensive end, so. Been trying to catch a game. It's just so hard to go to games on weekends when you're coaching all week and then breaking down film on the weekends. So, and I mean, about that. You're about to get into your kind of grind season. Obviously, doing the freshman football, you don't have as much going on as you do now. But you're about to get into your grind, and
it's definitely going to be a grind, and that's part of it. Every good coach grinds, whether you're football, basketball, baseball, whatever. You're grinding. Where's the Ohio State, Michigan?
Where is it?
Yeah, here, I'll look it up right now.
I think if it's at Ohio State, I'd take Ohio State.
You'll take Ohio State?
I will.
So I'll take Michigan all day. I'm also not a fan of
he's not a fan of Urban Meyer.
I can't stand Urban Meyer.
But,
did you guys see all those tweets from from his old coach?
No.
Calling out Tom Herman? Did you guys see that?
No, I did not.
What's that dude's name that got accused of
the wide receivers coach?
Yeah.
I don't even know his name.
He's sitting there. He probably fired like
Tom Herman.
Oh, go crazy! Like he was screenshotting text messages of those guys were texting back and forth, and like he's sitting there like yelling at him, and Tom Herman's like, "All right, hook 'em horns, whatever, do what you got to do," and he's like, "I'm gonna tell everybody of all these pictures about you cheating on your wife and all this other stuff."
That can't be real. Can't be real.
What? That's his real account. Like it's like the guy's count is like I don't
know. Anyway, where's that game at?
Let's see. It is. Pull it up here. Ohio State.
Take the Buckeyes, baby. Take them.
You heard it here first.
Take them here, right here.
Take the Buckeyes.
Take the Buckeyes.
Take the Buckeyes. That'll be interesting to see what that line is when it comes out. I mean, I'm sure there's an early one, but see how interesting they keep that. But I mean, it's definitely hard for anybody to win at Ohio State, but especially, I mean, you'll have Michigan coming in there, and Ohio State fans would love nothing more than to be the team that beat them to keep them out of the college football playoff.
Harbaugh's got it this year, man. They could beat. I don't think they could beat Bama, but they could beat just about everybody.
I don't think they beat. I think Bama would beat Michigan by 24 points.
Is there anybody that could beat Bama? Like matchup, you have to look at with them. You have to look at like matchup wise.
I mean, I know it's kind of a homer thing to saying going with the number 2 team, but I think Clemson stands the best chance.
Sometimes it can be hard to know what you have with Clemson because they don't play like their ACC schedule is not great.
They've found a way to pull it out. But all right, let's move on. Talk a little NFL here. NFL, Kansas City Chiefs. Start with them. You're a Chiefs fan, right, Coach?
You betcha, man. You gotta love it, man. Home, just Mahomes. It's just phenomenal. I mean, he's phenomenal. What he's done is just great. It's electrified the city, And no knock on Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a great quarterback. He got a ton of wins. He just didn't get the right wins, and now. Here's Mahomes, and he's been phenomenal and throws touchdown passes. We got this electric offense, and I think everybody's like, they're ready to have the Super Bowl parade right now. And, it's, we're a long way from there, but I think we're one of the best football teams around for sure.
I didn't agree with that. And big test Monday night playing the Rams, which I'm happy to move back to United States. Did you guys see pictures of that field that they were going to be playing on in
it's
Mexico?
terrible.
It's ridiculous. But that's the NFL's fault. They knew that going in. I mean, I saw a bunch of people that had bought stuff in Mexico City and spent all this money on tickets and stuff and flights and all that stuff. And I don't know. The NFL's got to do something about that. It wasn't like they didn't know this field was in bad shape. You could tell. So just some of those players in terrible shape.
I think that field. Shape. Yeah, I think actually that feels because I was asking some of the Hispanic guys I know because one of the major soccer teams in La Liga plays there, and they said that field always sucks. It's always terrible. The stadium's like 75 years old, or maybe even older than that. Not really renovated. In fact, what they've done is because they're scared that the stadium's actually gonna So what happens is when they start playing, they were telling me all the fans start jumping up and down, and so the stadium actually starts moving. So what they did, they're actually scared about the structural integrity of the stadium. So now they don't sell as many seats as they did maybe like 10 years ago. And the NFL picked to go there for a game. It's not the same as going because my wife was asking me about that, and she's like, "Well, they go play in London." I was like, "Those stadiums in London are nice. Right. Those are like that's Premier League stuff. Like that's like really nice stuff. This thing's like, I mean, you think when the Chiefs are playing the Raiders and they still have the baseball diamond out there or whatever, you think that looks bad. This field looked like trash.
Yeah, and you can't. I mean, as the NFL, you got to know like it's a natural surface. So you're going to have all these soccer games, in the weeks and months leading up to it. You got to know that field's going to be trashed. If you're going to do it, you need to do it early.
It's even worse. I heard that they had a concert or something on the field there like a week prior or something like that, or maybe just like a few days ago, and they weren't even. My thing is this: how did nobody see that was going to happen? Because whoever owns that stadium is losing millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Because of the TV deal and all that other stuff. So, anyways, we're going to go play in a nice stadium. We're going to go play in Los Angeles.
At the Coliseum.
I don't know the line. So the line used to be Rams -1.5. Since they moved the big game back to LA, it's Rams -3.5. I don't know.
It's tough. I think I saw it's the highest over-under in NFL history.
Really?
I think it's the highest over-under, 66.5 or something, or 64.5, something like that. Highest over-under ever in the history. And it's true. They both have unbelievable electric offenses. Both have great quarterbacks. Great running back Gurley. He's just a machine. He's a fantasy machine.
Yeah.
If you got him in your fantasy league, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah. I was going to say, he's one of the only back, like as far as, not fantasy, but as far as just like having him on your team, he's one of the few backs I'd rather have than Hunt.
Yeah.
Even though, because he does everything. He does everything really, really well. He blocks well, catches out of the backfield well, everything really well. They use him, in a lot of different areas. Cool thing is, too, we get to see two coaches that are really, as far as offensive goes, they're super sharp offensive minds. Andy Reid is way sharp, and so is McVay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really, really fun game. I'm hoping Peters gets smoked, which I think he will. He's really not. He's kind of been exposed this year as what he is. Because when that trade first happened, a lot of people were kind of like, man, I don't know. But then he got there and he started playing in that system. It's not working out for him.
Yeah, McVay's awesome. I don't know if you've ever seen that ESPN thing with him, and they're like, you're in a play, 3rd and 5, and, what happened on that play? He goes, that was this, jet sweep action here. We handed it off, and we scored a touchdown on that play. Oh, no, it's called back. We had a hold on that play.
Gary, you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen that. It's
phenomenal.
That was like when he was with the Redskins.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Like 2 or 3 years
an
ago.
Offensive genius.
Yeah,
he just is. Yeah.
I know it's hard enough to remember, plays in a game that I coached a week and a half ago. Let alone, for him to do that several years with all that terminology. And
I was going to say, that also means his tape work is crazy. That means he's rewatching everything and going through all that stuff. I think his work ethic, I'm not saying anything bad about Andy Reid's work ethic, but McVay's on another level. He really is. I think Andy Reid has done a good job now with a lot of delegation, because it looks like Bellamy's calling the offensive plays now, which he'll probably be a head coach next year somewhere, because that's what happens to our OCs in Kansas City now. They get coaching jobs, which Nagy's doing a really good job in Chicago. So The thing I really like about the Chiefs this year, and I was talking to somebody the other day, we get to the playoffs. Last year, played Titans in the playoffs. We don't score a point in the second half. Smith, you go through it, and Arrowhead Pride broke it down all the plays. He read all the RPOs wrong, almost all of them wrong. I don't think Mahomes will do that because Mahomes comes more from the RPO background. Right. And you can't tell me that. So we scored nothing. You can't tell me that this offense scores 0 in the second half.
It's just too dynamic. Too dynamic on an offense. It's phenomenal. The one thing I will say about Andy Reid, I think he's done a great job with Mahomes. If you watch him, once we score, or if we punt, we rarely punt, but he's over there talking to Patrick, and they're having these one-on-one conversations on the bench. He's not watching kickoff coverage. He might not even watch the first 2 or 3 plays of defense. He's over there talking to Patrick, what's working, what's not working. They seem to have this great player-coach relationship, and I think that's really helped both those guys take it to another level. One
thing that's really cool about that I've seen is I saw a YouTube video that put a play they ran this year. They put it side by side, so they put it when they ran it in the preseason, and they showed it when they ran it in regular season. I think it was last week. I think Tyreek runs like a post to the inside. Anyways, the big difference was Andy came off and told him, so Mahomes has changed how he looks off the safety. So he looked off the safety a little bit different, and Hill got open. In the preseason, he threw an interception. So it's little stuff like that. You can see Mahomes improving, especially on his vision, almost every game. Even when he has a bad game, it's really not even a bad game. Like last week really wasn't his best game. He got sacked 4 times. Still 285, still 2 touchdowns, no picks, no turnovers. I don't know. There's a lot of good things you can like about this team. The bad things, the defense, but so far good enough, right?
Yeah, good enough. And, I can't talk about how Mahomes has surprised me. I was prepared for Kansas City to have, 6, 7, 8-win season. Have a young quarterback in there struggling. You've just seen it so many times in the NFL. And, what Andy Reid has done with this team and with Mahomes to not come in and not be the guy that's letting them down, but, the guy that's leading this whole thing. He makes every throw and just, you watch him on Sundays, he's just picking people apart back there.
And he's just a great guy. Everything that you kind of read and see out there, he's not a prima donna. He carries himself first class. He talks to people. He signs autographs. He's proud to live in Kansas City. We're all Midwest guys, and, we all have that kind of tight homebound. Like, this is our team, and he's all embraced that. And I think that's a huge thing. That's why Kansas City's embraced him so much.
Yeah. One thing you can tell is kind of where he came from too. Yeah. They interviewed his father and his dad. His dad seems like he wouldn't let him get away with anything. I think he instilled a hard work ethic into him because his dad played pro ball for 11 years. I think that's helped a lot too.
Definitely.
So just really, really moving up in the draft and taking him is one of the best all-time moves ever, for real. It's really, really good. And that's from our new GM, which is Veach. Dorsey actually wanted to pass on him, and Veach convinced him to move up and take him. Dorsey's out. Veach is number 1, and we're going. So I like the way everything's going.
Yeah, and then it's been fun. I'm not the biggest Chiefs fan, but it definitely makes living in Kansas City more fun when they are doing good and they're coming out every week and just keep demolishing people. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in here now. Fire Jason Garrett. I've been saying it.
Oh, yeah, say it every show.
I got to say it every show. I'm tired of them. I know they won in Philadelphia, Sunday night, but
Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
I knew they were going to. That's what he does is when they're like, when the national media finally gets a hold of it and they're like, fire this guy, then all of a sudden he wins a game like that and everybody's like, oh, no, he does know what he's doing. No, he's an idiot.
They're going to end up winning that division.
No, they're going to end up like 8-8. they're going to miss the playoffs by one game.
8-8 may end up winning the division.
They're going to miss the playoffs by one game, and Jerry's going, let's give him one more year. Yeah.
We'll see. So, that division, I don't know what happened to the Eagles. I don't know.
Super Bowl hangover, man.
Super Bowl hangover, right? You win the championship. I think Michael Jordan's talked about a championship type hangover thing where you win a championship and it's hard to get all the guys to buy in to work as hard as they did the year before because they feel satisfied or whatever. So it might be something like